Hi everybody. Today I'm offering up tips on what to do if you get fired, because I have been there many times. My name is Celeste. I've had over 49 jobs in Los Angeles alone, and I've been fired from a lot of those jobs. So I want to offer up some tips on what to do and how to kind of get through that. So this is my second video that I've posted after a few years of not posting. And so welcome back if you saw my first video. And all the people that I watch on YouTube tell you to try to improve each video by at least 1%. So I worked on my physical part because that first video, I wasn't really looking too good, but I was just like, I got to rip the Band-Aid off and just post something before I overthink it. So that's what I did. But my 1% improvement is hopefully my hair and my makeup. So I have been fired so many times over the last 30 years of all these jobs I've had, to the point where it almost became funny. Like I would tell my friends, like, oh, I got fired again, and we would all just start laughing. But that doesn't take away that it's really scary when you get fired. And I completely understand that, especially if you're not financially prepared, which I never was. There's some people that are smart enough to save up 6 months of expenses so that if they ever do get fired or something happens, they have something to fall back on. I never did. I never had any financial backup, so I always had to go out and get another job right away, which is part of the reason how I ended up with so many jobs, because I was just always trying to get by. And so I took so many jobs that I didn't want, but I did what I had to do, and here we are, and things have completely changed, and I'm out of that situation now, but I want to help people who are in that situation. So my first tip is, and this could be a hard one if you've never been fired before, or even if you have to trust and believe that it's happening for a reason, and that most likely it's a good reason, because whether that gets you into a different situation or because there's been so many times I was relieved when I got fired because I actually hated the job, but I wasn't going to leave because that's how I was paying my bills. So when they actually fired me, I was like, good, now I can go figure out something else to do. Maybe I'll like that better. Even though most of the jobs I didn't like, but that's because I was pursuing entertainment, etc. So, but really know that. Really, I know it's hard when you're scared to go, oh, of course this is happening for a good reason. But I promise you, it is. In fact, one of my more recent firings, there was no indication at all that I was going to get fired. None. As far as I knew, my boss was happy with my performance. He liked me. Everything was great. I went away on a trip for 2 weeks. I came back. They're like, we're letting you go. And I'd done enough, kind of personal work on myself, on self-awareness, etc., that I just knew that it was happening for my good, for my betterment in some way. Like, I knew that something good was going to come out of it. So if you can adopt that mentality, if that happens to you, as scary as it is, trust that something good is going to come out of it, and it will. Okay. Now, one thing I did when I was doing a lot of job hopping was I kept my resume updated. So it's not a bad idea. Like, even if you've been in a job for a really long time, never hurts to keep your resume updated, because let's say even if you don't get fired, let's just say at some point you decide that you want to change jobs. Why not have your resume ready? And they always tell you the best time to look for a job is when you have a job. So it never hurts to keep your resume updated. That was something I always did because I was constantly sending out resumes. So that's another thing I would suggest before you get fired. But if not, because then once you get fired, now you have to go into crisis mode and get everything. I got to get my resume updated and all that. So never hurts to kind of have that ready to go. Okay. So sometimes I think that getting fired is such a blessing because it pushes you to do something different. Maybe something that you didn't ever do before, or maybe something that you would rather do. So consider completely switching careers or doing something different. Maybe you always wanted to start a business. And now, if you don't have any financial backup, say, that would give you enough time to start a business and get that all going, then do something where you can make immediate money, like maybe be an Uber driver. I've done it. I had to do it full time for about a year. I drove for Uber and Lyft. Some really great experiences came out of that. And as much as I hated it, because I live in LA and driving in this city is a nightmare, it's also ripe with ride opportunities. Like, you can always work as an Uber and Lyft driver in a city like LA. But that's something, if you need money right away, consider doing that. Or there's the delivery options. And there's so many different ways to make money now, faster than, you know, before, like in years prior. You can do that. So always consider, be open is, I guess, what I'm saying. Be open to doing something new, doing something different. Consider, you know, something else that you like, or maybe you have skills doing something else. Maybe you're crafty and you could sell things like that. I mean, there's so many different ways. Just be open to switching careers, be open to doing something new. Just stay positive. That's my next tip. Don't focus on the fear. I know it's hard, especially if you're like, how am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? But if you just focus on that feeling of fear, that's not going to help you. Focus on the opportunity. Focus on, this is happening for a reason, and I may not know what it is right now, but I'm going to trust that something good is going to come out of it, and it will. And so don't focus on the fear. Focus on the fact that it's a good thing, even if it doesn't feel that way. And my last tip is consider learning a new skill altogether. You know, YouTube is such an amazing resource. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start posting again, because I've learned so much from YouTube about mindset, about attitude, about starting a new business, about starting a YouTube channel. There's so many different things that you can learn from YouTube. So watch it. Just like you're watching this video, hopefully somebody's watching it. You know, consider learning a new skill. And just, we have so many new opportunities because of the internet, because of social media, because of YouTube. That's what I mean, and trust that something good. It is scary to feel like you had the rug pulled out from under you. I'm telling you, I've been there so many times, and I just kept bouncing back because I believed that it was happening for a reason. I mean, not every time. There were times that I just wanted to crawl up and just, you know, just feel that, roll around in the misery and wallow in it and all of that. But you can't. You got to get up and take action. So stay positive. Trust that something good is going to come out of it. Consider something new. Stay open and maybe learn a new skill. But trust that it's all happening for your good. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If there's any other things you'd like me to, if you want me to expand on all the times I've gotten fired. But also please subscribe, like the channel, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.